banished from Earth Classic Game Room broadcasts from the Intergalactic Space Arcade on its never-ending mission to review everything. Welcome to Classic Game Room. One of my favorite things is blowing up enemies in space, so obviously I like this game, but how's the 2600 version of GYRUSS? GYRUSS is a very cool game, originally from Konami, released in 1983 to the arcades. It's like Tempest meets Galaga or Galaxian as you're flying around this giant vortex, shooting enemies that come spiraling out towards you. And when I saw this Atari 2600 game cartridge arrive in the mail, I was like, oh no, there's no way they put GYRUSS on the 2600. But, you know, given these system limitations, I would say the game is not that bad. The first thing you'll notice is the music. Yeah, it's a little bit off-key, but how many Atari games had music? That's a really cool feature. GYRUSS on the 2600 doesn't play that bad either, as long as you know what you're doing. Now let's be honest, this is terrible compared to the ColecoVision and NES versions, both of which are far more powerful game systems. I would say the programmers got the basics of the gameplay down here. You're moving your ship around the vortex thing in space with some stars. They have stars, you gotta like stars, so we know we're in outer space. And occasionally the Galaga-like enemies will come out and around and attack you. And you shoot them for points. And after every couple waves you fly towards a new planet or whatever, and that's also pretty advanced for an Atari 2600 game. Just to show the comparison between the arcade machine, or at least what it looks like in my 16-1 arcade machine, here's GYRUSS. Being played in my Xevious arcade cabinet, and my 16-1 arcade doesn't do a great job with the sound either. But if you're not familiar with the game, I think you can tell that visually and gameplay-wise, GYRUSS is a lot of game to expect the Atari to do well. While it's not a great release on the Atari 2600, I would say that the developers put forth a valiant effort using the resources available to them at the time. I actually really like GYRUSS. I haven't spent as much time playing it as I would like, but it's a fun game with a lot of depth. And if you collect for the ColecoVision or the NES in particular, I would hunt down those versions, because they're really good. So another Classic Game Room shout out, and thank you to my man Mark from Brooklyn, New York. Wait, Mark moved to a deluxe apartment in the sky, in Fresh Meadows, New York, in Queens, which according to this movie that I saw, is where you go to meet a queen. After playing some GYRUSS, of course, preferably the arcade machine, ColecoVision, or NES, though. Thanks for listening. I hope to see you at ClassicGameRoom.com. Leave a review and play some old school games today.